Hi, this is Chelsea Robson.
I'm Morgan Stradling.
And I'm Mason Smith.
And we're the Rotoscopers. We're the hosts of an awesome podcast called the Animation Addicts Podcast, where each episode we talk about and review animated films.
Yeah, that's right. Cartoons.
I love cartoons! The Animation Addicts podcast started back in 2012. Morgan and Chelsea and I were three friends who really had a passion for animation. And I mean, we watched animated films all the time. The problem was that when it came to talking about animation, it didn't seem like any of our friends,
family,
or spouses,
or anybody really wanted to talk about animation like we wanted to. So here we are a few years later and we're still talking on our figurative nerdy couch talking about our favorite animated films. The only thing that's changed is that we've been able to meet fellow animation addicts like yourself along the way.
After just a few episodes, we began to realize, wow, there are a lot of people who are just as passionate about animated films as we were. And from there, the community just began to grow. We started with the website and then the YouTube channel, and you guys made them hugely successful.
The Animation Addicts Podcast has become a huge part of our lives, and we only want to see it grow more. We want to double, no, triple the amount of content we bring you from the amazing and fun world of animation. However, we can't do that alone. That's where Patreon comes in.
Patreon is a crowdfunding website that allows members of the Rotoscopers community to become patrons and support the show with monthly contributions. Think of it this way: as our Patreon grows, so does the amount of podcast material and content you have access to. And as we meet higher goals with our Patreon, you'll have exclusive access to things like weekly news podcasts, video podcasts, live podcasts, and also exclusive access to movie commentaries by Morgan, Chelsea, and myself. The money you pledge will be in direct proportion to the amount of fun you get to have with us.
With being a patron, there isn't a one-size-fits-all model. You pick the contribution level that works for you. And to show our appreciation for being a patron, we've created some pretty awesome perks for supporting us at different levels. For example, one of these is the monthly patron-only call-in show. This is where the patrons get to call in and ask us anything. And I mean anything. So whether you want us to debate the origins of the time vortex, or talk about which Disney princess is better, or we can even give you the behind-the-scenes scoop about the show that you've been dying to know.
Another great perk is the patron-only Facebook group. This is a private group where you're able to hang out and socialize with the Rotoscopers hosts and other patrons. It's basically an exclusive group for all of the cool kids. No homers.
We've been blown away by the amount of support that we've received from animation fans and animation professionals alike. From having the opportunity to cover the red carpet at some of the world's biggest movie premieres, to interviewing some of the greatest names in the business. I mean, heck, even the cartoon characters themselves love the show. Check out these ringing endorsements.
Oh, you mean the Rotoscopers? They're just swell! Always listening, Rotoscopers. Criminally. Now I know why they're the best animation podcast ever.
The Animation Addicts Podcast started as a fun hobby for the three of us, and we want you to know that it's always going to be free. But for those of you who want to support the show in an extra way, or want a few Roto perks, then please consider being a patron. Trust us, we'll make it worth your while. I mean, more patrons means more shows.
All we want to do is add value and humor to your daily podcast routine. Everything that you need to know about being a patron is listed on our Patreon page below. We really hope that you consider supporting us. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and here is to many more years of fun, laughs, Mason conspiracy theories, and nerdy couch discussions. Until next time, my name is Chelsea.
I'm Mason.
And I'm Morgan.
And we
are the Rotoscopers. And we can't forget the fourth member of the podcast, Jimmy. Disinterested. There are people mowing their lawn. Well, no, it's the grass keepers for the neighborhood. They're being really noisy, let's just put it that way. So I have to hustle.
Patreon is a crowdfunding website that allows members of the Rotoscopers community to become patrons for the Rotoscopers and also support the show with monthly
Monterey, what?
All right.
You could have this blooper of me stroking Jimmy. No, your face has to go that way.
Always listening, Rotoscopers.
I'm Chelsea Robson. I don't have bloopers. All we want to do is add value and humor to your daily podcast routine. Please consider supporting us.
So Regal, being a rotoscoper is hard work.
I think I'm done. I think so.